What's good, y'all? Power Book 2, Ghost, Season 3, Episode 2. First of all, I was dead wrong. I thought Effie was the CI. And somebody had said in the Power Facebook group, it's right in your face, the CI is Sax. And I kept saying, no, it's not. It is. It's just Sax. It's not Effie like I thought. It's Sax. He's the one reporting to Jenny. I was also wrong. I thought that Effie had took Lauren to Jenny, but she didn't. Apparently, when Effie knocked Lauren out, she put her in the driver's seat of the car and pushed the car off the road into the water. And the passerby saw it, called the cops. That's how um, Lauren was saved, and Jenny came to her rescue and hid her. Jenny trying to use Lauren to connect the dots and say that Tariq is helping Effie and Braden, and Tariq is the kingpin. But Lauren can't say that because she does not have the evidence. So she keeps saying, no, I can't say it. I don't have the evidence, but I want to go home to my family. How long do I have to keep playing dead? And Jenny's like, till I close this case. Because your life going to be in danger if you try to go back at this point. Noma's henchman is in the warehouse with Kane, Effie, Braden, and Tariq. Getting on them about moving the product and saying his little stuff and threatening them, saying he gonna be happy to shoot them because he know they ain't gonna be able to move all that product in the time that they supposed to because they only have a month. He leaves. Braden is still in Tariq's ear about possibly moving the product through his father's business, the Weston Group. Tariq like, hell no, I'm not going nowhere near that. You get in trouble, you get caught. First of all, you already sat in court and said you was selling drugs. That's why you ain't in school now. And what happened to you? You got a gig paying over $100,000 a year with no jail time. Meanwhile, I said I didn't do it, and I got found. They dropped the case against me, but yet I get put off campus, and I gotta find an internship to help pay for stuff, and everybody looking at me crazy. Even though I said I ain't do it, and you did say you did it, and you get a cushy job and rewards, and I get, kicked off campus basically. He said no. So we see Effie and Tariq talk a little bit. She says she's gonna go and, do what she gotta do and move her bricks up at the other Ivy League schools or whatever. We see the kids go to class. Diana don't have no books. Effie tell her maybe she should talk to the TA to see if he can help her find a job on campus where she can afford to get her books. She was like, okay, cool. So the professor come in. Her name is Professor uh, Harper Bonet or Bonnet, played by actress Keisha Sharp. And fun fact, I was watching Bel Air yesterday, and she directed that episode of Bel Air. So I looked up her IMDb. She's directed episodes of All American as well. I said, okay, you've been in your director's bag lately, Keisha Sharp. Good for you. So anyway, they have the class. Tariq tells them he got an internship. Tells the crew he got an internship with Tate. Tate hooked him up, so he looking forward to doing that. Braden goes to work at the Weston Group. Another intern that's working with him in Kiki made some racist statement to Kiki. And Braden looked at him sideways and apologized for him to Kiki. And I could see the wheels spinning in his head. Next thing you know, we see Homeboy getting walked out. He's fired because they found a tiki torch and the Proud Boys Hawaii shirt in his desk. And he like, what the hell? I didn't have that. That's not mine. I'm going to get my dad and we're going to sue the hell out of you for firing me for something I didn't do. I said, oh, Lord. So Kiki realized it was Braden who set that up. She takes and shows him some secret floor in the building that nobody knows about and gives him a sexual favor for doing what he did. We see Monet at home. Frank's wife comes to visit. She gives her condolences to Monet, tries to give her some money. Monet doesn't really want to take it. She just sits it in front of her, lets her know she know how she feel, kinda, but she doesn't know what it's like to lose one of her boys. She feels sorry for her. She praying for her. She going about her business. We see Kane and Lorenzo having a conversation. Lorenzo telling Kane that he still don't trust him, and Kane like, why? But you trust Drew? You can't even get in contact with him. Where is he? And I know where he is. He with that little bitch. You see, he brought him up through the penthouse and everything while we had Kai there. Because Kai is the new connect that Kane was trying to get. And Kai is played by Sean Nelson, who played in the movie Fresh back in the day. And he played in The Corner and some other stuff too. And he played in one of my favorite movies, The Wood. He played Mike in The Wood. But anyway, Lorenzo tells Kane, I don't trust you. And you know how you can earn my trust? Go out here and find out who killed Zeke. And then we can talk. Meanwhile, we see Everett and Drew having a conversation. Everett had some kind of ceremony, something coming up. He wants Drew to show up. Drew, like, for what? Like, you don't want to be out the closet. You're not going to tell nobody I'm your man. He said, yeah, but I still want you to be there for support. So Drew like, all right, I'm gonna be there. I don't want to be nowhere but with you. I'll be there. Everett like, bet. Then we see um Sex calls Whitman harassing Monet, pulls Monet over, lets her bust her side mirror, her driver's side mirror, and lets her know that he knows that she was in the area of Carrie's house the night that Carrie supposedly committed suicide. One of them red light cameras or whatever, traffic cams, caught Monet at the light. So in season 2, Whitman was trying to prove that Carrie was guilty and that she had a hand in Jabari's murder. Now that she's dead, now you want to avenge her murder and figure out or what you think is a murder and say that Monet Tejada had something to do with her being dead and that Carrie didn't kill herself. Like, make up your mind with me. So Monet calls Davis and tells Davis that she was harassed by Whitman. Whitman tells Sax to get on it. Sax calls Jenny and was like, I think Whitman is still hanging around Dante's place and investigating and doing stuff after you told him to stand down. She like, all right. So next thing you know, we see Blanca come to Jenny's office and Blanca is like, my superiors are saying we don't have enough to build a case, a RICO case, so we're gonna have to shut it down. And then she like, why? Like, we trying to get somewhere. She was like, we don't have enough evidence. Next thing you know, Whitman comes in. And she said, I thought I told you to stand down months ago. And you still doing your stuff or whatever. But Whitman was like, listen, this what y'all working on. So he looks at their board. I forgot what they call those boards. He looks at their board and they got Tariq picture up there. They got Braden and they got Lorenzo. I think I saw Lorenzo's picture up there somewhere too. But they was trying to connect the dots. How? No, they had Tariq, Braden, and Dante's picture up there, and I think Kane and Ramirez's picture. So they realized. So Whitman tells them, "Y'all, you looking at it from the wrong angle." Ramirez took a lot of calls from Monet Tejada. He helped. They did have Kane picture up there. Kane got arrested. Ramirez made the charges against Kane disappear. And then he had a picture. He said, now look, Ramirez worked for the Tejadas. He wasn't working for the police. He had a badge, but he was working really for the Tejadas. And him and Monet had a romantic relationship. She, and he put her picture up there. He was like, she is the kingpin. And Jenny was like, yeah, because I knew this kid wasn't doing it alone. And Whitman was like, yeah, now look at all the pieces. And they putting all the pieces to the puzzle together. I said, oh, fuck. I thought we was getting rid of Whitman, but we not. Then we see Tariq try to go to his internship with Tate. Brashandra is there. Matter of fact, the guy from the Democratic Committee, the DNC is what it's called, Democratic National Committee, Steve, he comes in, talks to Tate, tells Tate his poll numbers are very, very low. He low in the polls, and he needs some more donations. He ain't got no money. You got to figure out a way to drive up donations to your campaign, get some dollars, because the people out there slaughtering you. Queen Sweeney not going away quietly or whatever. So, and Sweeney put all his money behind the other candidates or whatever to drown out Tate. He said, all right. He leaves. Brashandra's there. Tariq comes in. Like, what you doing here? She like, this my new internship. And also he told Steve told Tate that he needed to find a wife ASAP. Nobody wanted to vote for a single black man or whatever. You gotta give the family angle. Makes you look more trustworthy, I guess. So Tariq like Tate. So Tate pulled Tariq to the side, basically told him, you out on your ass. I was gonna help you, but I gotta do something else, get some money in here for this campaign and all that. So you're gonna have to find an internship somewhere else. Braden talks Tariq into applying for an internship at the Weston Group. Tariq like, I'm not coming over there. First of all, your father don't fuck with me, and I'm just not. So Braden like, listen, I'm working with my uncle. You gonna work over there with me and my uncle. We're gonna be good. Because Tariq like, we don't need to be seen together after all what happened in the court and all that. Braden like, come on, trust me. So Tariq trusts him. Tariq gets a job over there. And Braden, we see him going. No, we see him show Tariq around the place and all that. His father pulls him in the office, him and his uncle in the office. So is Braden's dad, Braden's brother Trace, the uncle Lucas, and the father in the office. The father chewing Braden and the uncle out for bringing Tariq there to work there to have an internship. The uncle was like, listen, it'll look good for him to be here with us because we need to show that we are inclusive. We're gonna hit the inclusivity mark with him working here. And he was like, your son admitted to selling drugs. You gave him a slap on the wrist and gave him a freaking job. This kid wasn't selling drugs. And you want to hold the fact that they thought he was against him, but you're giving your son all the opportunities and chances in the world. So, father acquiesces. Tariq is working there. Braden shows Tariq around. And the guy that they call a trainer comes out. And Brady says something to him that I'm up saying how he gonna meet up with him later. And then that's when he whispers to Tariq that the trainer, and when I say trainer, he like a fitness trainer. He's the one supplying the drugs to all the people that work at the Weston Group and all floors of the building. Tariq like, what the hell? So Brady shows him something else, and we see a scene where it look like they're in a strip club, and all the people that work there, they doing drugs and all other kinds of debauchery. So Tariq like, this gonna be easy, but that trainer, he ain't gonna be down with this, us taking away his pipeline. So we gotta get rid of him. I said, wow. So we see Drew on his way to go meet up and go be wherever it wants him to be. He gets jumped. The guy says something about being out of town when Drew killed Lord Guap, and it's for Lord Guap. He snatches Drew's chain. Drew come home, show up with his face beat up. Monet fussing about what the fuck, like, and Drew said that it was because of Lord Guap that he jumped me, or whatever. And Monet looked like what? And Kane and Lorenzo looking crazy. And Monet like, go figure out who did this shit. So Cain off to do his investigation again. He goes and do some investigating. He finds out that the person who shot Zeke had a bald head, wore a leather jacket with zippers, and they was driving a car with a busted tail light. He goes and beats up the guy and and the guy said something about he was out of town when Lil Guap got killed, just like he said, or whatever. So he, but somebody basically hired him to jump Drew. And Cain took the chain, looked in his pockets, and found Drew's chain in his pocket. Next thing you know, we see Cain, Lorenzo, and Monet at the bar. The guys tied up because Cain had took him to the bar. They go to start. Monet asked him something, and he was like, "I wasn't it. Like I got something." He said he wasn't in town. He didn't do this or do that or whatever. And then Monet shoots and kills him. The way the guy was set up was to look like he jumped Drew and he killed Zeke. I think he was saying he was out of town when Zeke got murdered. He don't know nothing about the Zeke, what happened with Zeke. So Monet shoots and kills the boy and was like, clean this shit up to Cain and Lorenzo. We see Effie repackaging her weight to move it to the other universities and colleges. And we also see her setting up a new app to sell the drugs. Something similar to Course Correct. We saw Diana go to the TA and ask about an internship. He takes her to, which I believe is to be the Black Student Union. She goes there, and next thing you know, she spies Effie and Tariq about to walk in, and they hold their hands. So she hurry up and goes to the back and peeks out from the back, watch Effie and Tariq, how they interacting with each other. I'm like, oh shit, she feel away. And I know she feel away because she thought that she was going to be up there for Tariq because that's why she wanted to go to Stansfield. And remember, Effie told her, stay away from Tariq. He not the one that you're going to try to make your boyfriend or whatever. But yet you are looking like y'all in a relationship. So I know she feels some way about that. So anyway, we see Brady meets up with Tate and gives him a campaign donation and tell him thank you. So really, Braden got Tate to put Brashandria as the intern and not Tariq because he needed a way to make Tariq come over there and be at the Western group so he can show him how they move around there and get him to move weight in the building. It was all his plan to get Tariq over there and selling drugs at the Western group, selling drugs on Wall Street. I said, you smarter than the average bad, Braden. Okay. You ain't as goofy as people think you are. Then we see Cain and Lorenzo. They putting the body in the trunk. Lorenzo saying thanks for finding the killer and the person who jumped Drew. And Cain looked at him and said, you know what, you Buckaball, though. He jumped Drew, but you hired him to do that. And you the one who fucking killed Zeke, and I know it. And Lorenzo tried to have the dumb look like, what made you say that? He said, because that boy said he was hired by somebody. And then he had Drew's necklace, so I know that was him that did Drew. And the only people that knew that Drew killed Lil Guap was me, Drew, and you. And I know I ain't tell nobody. So I know you hired him. And then he had Zeke's ring. What would he be doing with Zeke's ring? Zeke never wore that ring. That ring was inside a box as a keepsake. And you went in the box and took it and gave it to him. He said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is Lorenzo. I'm so sorry. I did what I had to do to protect our family. This is our family. And Dante was trying to move me out, and I saw you trying to make a deal with him and trying to move me out or whatever. And I just did what I had to do. But he didn't want to admit that he was also mad because he thought Monet was cheating on him and was going to leave him for Dante too. He caught himself from saying that part. So he hugs Cain and apologized like I did what I had to do to keep our family together. Cain pushed him off of him and said, whatever, I own your ass. For me not to tell Monet, you gonna do what I say fucking do. And he gave Lorenzo the weight that he had in the car. Told him, you gonna sell these drugs and not say shit. Just do what I tell you to do. Move this weight. I got your ass. I said, wow. Cain way smarter than they give him credit for. Because that was so calculated and conniving. The way he put all that together. It was very calculated and conniving of Braden as well. And then we did see a scene where Saxe gets a phone. He finds a phone in Davis's office, dials it, and Monet picks up and say, what? And so now Saxe knows that Davis is working with Monet, but he don't know the particulars. So, wow, the season is going good so far. I'm loving it. All the chess pieces moving around the board, I'm loving it. Let me know what y'all think. Was y'all wrong about who the CI was like me? Or was y'all already just thinking it was Saxe? I was thinking that it couldn't be Saxe because he a lawyer and he really not in with the Tejadas like that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think it was him. I really thought it might have been Effie, but got proven wrong this time. Get in the comments and tell me what y'all think. I see y'all in the next one. Peace.